Hey everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are back for another Mystery Mystic Monday. This is where I explore the energies surrounding missing persons cases or mysteries that confound us, and I use tarot and oracle cards to navigate this energetic search. So we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at a case that's coming out of Hampton, Virginia. And this is involving a cute little boy by the name of Cody Bigsby. He's 4 years old, and I can just tell by his sweet little face that he is just a little angel, and he has been missing for a little bit now. His father reported him missing on January 31st, and I'm recording this video as of February 19th, 2022. So, I'm hoping that some more information is going to come out that leads us to where he is, because this is just a heartbreaking case all the way around, I have to admit. And it has become quite, controversial surrounding the father, surrounding the mom, surrounding a lot of different aspects of this case. So let's just dive right into what I mean by that. So Cody's father last saw him at 2 a.m. and I believe it was like 9 a.m. later that morning that he reported Cody missing from their apartments. And then a search ensued from there. Cody's father was then questioned probably for several hours, is from what I'm understanding. And at first he was, cooperating, and I guess he did not ask for an attorney at that point. But then later on in a subsequent interview, he did ask for an attorney. And so it does appear that the police department, Hampton PD, is confirming that Cody's father's Miranda rights were violated. So, so that is concerning on a few different levels, right? Because you don't want anything to compromise the investigation or the search for the child, and you don't want anything to compromise a subsequent court case down the line. And I just wish that the police would have handled that more carefully. But, we could sit up here and say coulda, woulda, shoulda all day. And, anyways. So there's that aspect of it. And there's the aspect that the mom still hasn't really made a face-to-face public appearance. She's made a public statement through a spokesperson, but she has not actually shown her face. And, she has her reasons, I'm sure. And I'm not going to hold any judgments about her not showing her face. However, it is a little concerning that you really don't have the face of the parents shown, to the world, to support, to stand behind the search for the babies, because one parent is in jail right now and the other parent is choosing not to go public. So it's just really mind-blowing. Nevertheless, now there's been some additional information coming out from the neighbors in the apartment complex saying that the children, there was 3 children in the household. There was a 5-year-old, Cody, who's 4, and then a 2-year-old. And the neighbors are saying that on several occasions, Cody would be left at home alone with his siblings for hours upon hours, to the point that the neighbors sometimes would go and knock on the door of the apartment where the kids and their dad stayed, and then there would be a yelling through the door of an apology of, I'm sorry for the kids, but no one ever really saw an adult. They never really saw adults come out. They never saw the kids play outside. They just assumed, the neighbors just assumed that the kids were, oftentimes unsupervised. So there's that element. There's another element that the father of Cody He's ex-military. All we know is that he's been discharged. I don't know if it was honorable or not. I don't know, but there's a history of going AWOL. Okay, so it does appear that the police already have their sights set on the father. They have cleared the mother of Cody, but they have their sights set on the father. In fact, the father has been charged with 7 counts of felony child neglect. That's not related to Cody's missing case. This is because he admitted in those interrogations, those long interrogations, about the fact that he did, in fact, leave the kids unsupervised on several occasions. And so as a result of that admission, he is now facing charges resulting in that. So, and I think that's why the mom of Cody is saying that she doesn't really want to say anything. She doesn't want to, I don't know. Because there's a legal matter going on with regards to the felony child neglect charges, she doesn't want to say anything that could jeopardize that. So we all have to respect that. So that's a little background on this case so far that I know. I don't know too much more than that. I've never been to Hampton, Virginia before, so I don't know the lay of the land. I just know just a little bit about Virginia, and I invite you all to share your insights into this case. If you know something, please report it to the authorities, to FBI, to Hampton PD. Definitely do your part and definitely spread the word about this baby who is missing. Okay, so that's what this is about. We're going to look at the energies now and see what's going on through the lens of the cards. And we're back. We're going to do the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle reading. This is just a look at the overall energy surrounding little Cody, and, we'll pick up energetically what's going on with his family situation or dynamic, or his, the disappearance itself, or maybe where he's at. And we thank you, Spirit. We thank you for the divine prophecy, your divine insights, and most of all, your divine protection as we delve into the energy surrounding little Cody. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we got I. All right. Okay, what else? Pentagram. It's so little. Little deck. What else, Spirit? Okay, we got snake. Water. Anything else, Spirit? We'll do one more shuffle. Anything else? Anything else? If not, then we'll stop shuffling. Oh, you got a lot. Coin. Let me do it like this. And stick. Okay. All right, I'm going to zoom in so we can get a closer look as I discuss these cards. All right, let me scoot a little bit, turn it so we can see it, so you all can see it. Okay, so we got eye, pentagram, snake, water, coin, and stick. Okay, so that's what we've got going on here. Pull this up. The eye card is about witnessing something. In this particular case, it is about someone witnessing things happening maybe over the course of months, years even. This is about someone having knowledge. Someone should have had knowledge. Someone should have had their eyes open but did not. So that's what I'm picking up here. There could be some sort of eyewitness when you see the eye card, right? Because the eye card, one of the key meanings to this card is bearing witness. So it stands to reason that this card is about either someone witnessing something or someone needing to have witnessed something, someone needing to have had their eyes open in a situation. It could be this is speaking to the father in terms of him keeping his watchful eyes on his children, but he didn't. I'm not going to really pass a lot of judgment on this per se, only because here's the thing. Many of us may have been latchkey kids. Those are kids who were left home back in the 80s, while their parents worked and whatnot, and I turned out okay. So this is not about a judgment against him, although I know there's a lot of people who feel a certain way about that, the leaving of small children at home. Okay, I get that. But that in and of itself is not so much the issue. But I'm sensing here that someone seen this and had knowledge of this and possibly should have acted on this knowledge. This could be family. This could be neighbors. This could be friends. This could be colleagues. So that's what that's speaking to. All right. So that's what I'm picking up on with the eye card. Now, in terms of the pentagram card. Now, some of the key meanings that are associated with this card is material gain, the sum of a lifetime of choices, and humanity. And this, again, is speaking to that bearing witness of humanity. And when we're talking about humanity, what does that look like in this situation? What would humanity look like in this situation? Well, it would look like someone who is a parent, maybe in seeing something and knowing like something doesn't feel right and following their humanity and acting upon it, bearing witness, right? Bearing witness. The sum of choice. This is an interesting meaning as well. The sum of a lifetime of choices. And remember how I said this is someone who may have witnessed this over and over again and just turned a blind eye to that. Turned a blind eye to the humanity of it. Lost humanity is what I'm sensing here. And the reason I say that, guys, is because of the snake card that's sitting in between or sitting next to the pentagram. The pentagram representing humanity is between the eye card and the snake card. Snake card, this is about fears. A snake a snake elicits fear. Someone who it causes fear. Someone to be feared. Someone who could have been taking away someone's humanity. And that people have seen this. Someone is fearful to come forward, fearful to get involved. This is a snake card is also about temptation. It's about leaning into temptations. Now, there was instances where he would leave the children allegedly, and I don't know, that's he being the father of Cody, allegedly, for hours at a time. And some would wonder if he left them at all hours of the night. What was going on? Snake-like behavior. What was going on? Where were you slithering in and out from? What was tempting you to go? Because the snake is also representing temptation, right? So what was tempting you away? What was drawing you away from your humanity? And did people know this? I would say they did. People knew. They were aware. They knew. Okay, so we have the water card. Now, when I see the water card, and I actually did, after I did the intro to this video, I actually did go ahead and look at the map to look at where Virginia is and get an understanding. I mean, I've heard of Virginia Beach, etc. So I wanted to get a lay of the land. And so I see that it's, it looks like a beach state. It's like on the East Coast or what have you. So we have water. This could simply just mean that this is a town close to water. This could mean that he being Cody is near water, in water, water being involved. This could represent also, deep, mysterious feelings and emotions, turbulent emotions. It could represent change, things happening that are kind of shrouded by mysterious emotions. So it may not necessarily mean water per se, but it could literally mean water, near water, around water, in water. Is there a large body of water? Is there marshes near there? Is there, little areas, that are parks near the water? So that's what's coming up here. Interestingly enough, also this card represents life. Okay. I'm with that card, meaning I'm going to always hope and pray for life for any missing person. Okay. So I'm going to hold on hope for that. And I'm allowed to do that because that's the human being in me. All right. So we have coin and stick. Got those two cards. Now, coin is interesting to me. I understand that the father had just purchased a home, which I find curious. So that means, he was concerned about, having a home, perhaps for his boys. So that's interesting, right? And I want us to also make sure that we don't just color our judgments with bias and just assuming automatically that the parents did it. Now, of course, evidence always tends to look a certain way. The outside perceptions of things looks a certain way. The way we are looking at things looks a way. But, he did purchase a home and he was really trying to gain a better position in his life. But this also could speak to the turbulent emotions of buying a home, the stress of it, maybe not being able to necessarily cut it and make it, being really, really emotionally disturbed by all that is on you, all that is you're responsible for. Okay? So that's interesting to me with the coin card. Now, some people would interpret this as maybe there's a financial motivation surrounding this whole disappearance. What could that be? I don't know. But this also could speak to the fact that this is speaking to the energy surrounding the father. Okay? Surrounding the father. So 25, this is the stick card. This card is also interesting because it can represent some form of power, a sense of power, control, sometimes at times abuse. It could mean like, exerting your power. It could mean hurting someone even with your power, with the power that you yield when you swing a stick. Okay. And there's something that to be said about there's power struggles, power structures involved in this situation. So we'll see how all of these themes are going to play out in the next part of this reading. I will be right back. So let's look at the energy surrounding. What was the family dynamic like weeks or months leading up to Cody's disappearance? So that's what we're going to look at. What were the energies surrounding? What was the family dynamic like? What was the family dynamic like? Okay, we got Four of Wands. The Sun. Okay. There was something to celebrate. All right. So there was some positive changes happening. A foundational step for the family. Traitor. Magic. It's a magical time even. So I know there's a lot of speculation about the father leaving the kids. Lake, interesting. The father leaving the kids at home. But from what I understood, and this could be misinformation, information card, literally here. But from what I understood, he had just purchased a home. So the father, Cody's dad, was feeling very optimistic. When you see the Four of Wands, he was feeling very celebratory. He felt like he finally achieved something with this home purchase. He was feeling like things were going to move in a positive direction. He was, making things happen. Sometimes, yes, he did have to leave his family. He did have to go out and about to make things happen. But he felt like he was doing this for the greater good of the family. He felt like he pulled a rabbit out of the hat, so to speak, and he also felt like he had a stroke of luck even with this purchase of the home. So he really, in terms of how he may have been feeling, he may have been feeling great and jubilant about the home purchase because he was able to make this happen. And he wasn't necessarily sure how. Remember the coin card over there with the Mildred Pains? So that was something that was exciting. Now there's information coming out that starting from like the summertime, because the sun represents the time period of July 21st to August 20th. There was, information that may have been coming out about maybe things happening with the family. So there was a necessity for him to buy a home, a standalone home, move away, do what he needs to do for his family with that Four of Wands. And that had become increasingly so 4 weeks prior to the disappearance, because the Wands represents the timing of weeks for me. So Four of Wands represents 4 weeks. So 4 weeks leading up to the disappearance, he's moving and shaking. He's, yes, sometimes leaving his kids at home, but he felt like he was doing what was best and what was right for the future. And so this is information that came out to the police. Okay, this is information that came out. Lake. I'm not quite sure what the lake is speaking to yet. This could mean that even though things felt like they were moving upwards, there was still something kind of submerging and keeping the family, underwater, financially underwater, emotionally underwater. When you see this lake card, looks like she even has like something over her mouth. I can't quite tell what that is, but that's what it could be speaking to. Like on one hand, maybe, his sister, other family members or friends of the family were probably seeing like, wow, this is a beautiful time for the family because he just purchased a home. So that is what they were seeing on the outside. But on the inside, there was still a lot of things going on emotionally that were happening that still needed to be dealt with. And so that information started to bubble up in the investigation with the police. All right, let's move on to the next question of what are the energies surrounding the dad? Surrounding Cody's dad. Did he have anything to do with this? What was going on here? We got Four of Swords. Okay. Did he have anything to do with the disappearance, or what was going on with him? I may pull one more tarot. We'll see. He was definitely stressing. Let me shuffle. He was definitely stressing and needing to pull away. And sometimes what was happening is that he would go off and leave for a moment to be able to catch his breath, so to speak, with the Four of Swords. Masquerade, is this me? Is this me? Masquerade, is this me? What are the energy spirits surrounding the dad? More, look at this, more water energy. We got the beach card now. First we got the water card from the Mildred Paint. Then we've got the lake card over here. Then we've got the beach card here. Okay, I noticed all these little details. What is going on with the dad? Stretch. He was being stretched, he felt like. Stretch thin. Let's see. I'm going to pull from this. He was being stretched thin mentally. Seek the truth. Seek the truth. That's interesting. Okay. So this masquerade card is about a facade that maybe he felt like he had to put on a mask, put on a show for other people. That speaks to what was going on over here. The Four of Swords is about needing a rest, needing to remove yourself from stressful situations, but maybe you can't. Maybe sometimes he just needed an escape with this beach card. And he was stretched very thin, mentally, financially, physically, emotionally. And so, you know, this me card is like, who am I? Like, I'm a father, yes, but how am I providing for my family? Is this me? Is this, and we have seek the truth. It is interesting that he was the one who reported the child missing, right? But is this him seeking the truth? Could be. Or could it be that someone is seeking the truth about him? Is this me? Are they looking at me? Is this me? You know, am I this person who did this? Are they really thinking I did this? It's kind of the thoughts that I'm picking up that he's saying or experiencing here. But he definitely was mentally stretched thin, needing an escape and putting on a facade and a masquerade to family, to other family members about how he was feeling, how he was managing with this Four of Swords, sitting under masquerade. Let's look at the mom. What are the energies surrounding the mom? What are the energies surrounding the mom of Cody? What was going on with her? As I know, she basically gave up, I don't know if she gave up custody. We got strength in reverse. Not feeling very strong, not feeling very empowered, feeling weak at times, feeling like she couldn't, you know, this could represent some sort of affliction, physical affliction, emotional or mental affliction, of a weakened state when you have the strength in reverse, okay? So, let's see. 2 or more. That's interesting. Accident. I'm feeling like this situation is breaking her. I won't cry for you. Okay. I won't cry for you. Let's scoot this over in a minute. Scoot these cards over. Any other cards? If not, I'll stop shuffling from this deck, and I guess that's what we're going to do. The I won't cry for you card is interesting. And the 2 or more, an accident, like I think there's remorse there. Like she accidentally entrusted someone. An accident also could have put her in this weakened state. Or 2 or more, it says 2 or more. I think she's also married to someone else now, or she has another partner. So, ancestor, I really sense that I won't cry for you and the bleeding tears here. I sense that she really has regret over what has happened. She's really, and this is about, I won't cry for you. I won't cry for Cody's dad. I won't be a sucker anymore. I won't, deal with this mess anymore. The ancestors card is about that parental influence. It is about the, generations between her and her son, right? And I think also this is breaking her down. This is really breaking her down. I think she suspects that something has happened because we have partners in crime, 2 or more. And I just really feel like with the accident, she never intended for something like this to happen. What she intended for was them to partner, and hopefully her ex, the father of her child, could really help in raising up the child while she dealt with whatever was weakening her, putting her in a weakened state. That's what I'm sensing here, okay? All right, let's move on to the next question. Now we're going to ask, what happened to Cody? Spirit, if you'd be so willing as to share what may have happened to Cody. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. What happened to Cody? Karmic partner. Fraud. Mental jail. Okay. Pull over here. What may have happened to Cody? Perchance to dream. Farmer. All right, so let's talk about it. So we got Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Look at this. Ace of Pentacles with the Farmer card. You see how there's earth. This is an earth element here, the Pentacles. This is about unearthing something or burying something. As a new beginning was happening, as a move was happening, something happened where the truth needed to be hidden and buried or needed to be unearthed is what I'm sensing here. The Pentacles represents the season of autumn. So something could have started to either unfold and happen in autumn. And this could be why the police are saying November, go back as far as November to see if something, if somebody recalls anything pertaining to little Cody, because something definitely they're thinking, okay, if we go further back, we can ask people, when was the last time you saw him, playing or out and about? And maybe we could be able to discern whether or not he was, where his father is saying, be able to unearth something, but something has been buried. A mental jail. This child had been, I would say, feeling like in a mental jail, like in a very, in a high, I don't know if there was a lot of discipline going on in the house or lack of discipline, but nevertheless, someone in the household was feeling like they were in a mental jail, like they could not take it anymore. Could this have been little Cody, or could this have been someone else in the household? Yes. Fraud is speaking to, maybe there's some elements of fraud, some elements of some sort of assistance, like maybe fraudulently saying something, fraudulently doing something. This could tie into this masquerade card of putting on, putting on a different face, but really something else is going on. A fraud of this, I don't even want to say this, but this person, this child is still here with us, but in fact, he, may not be. He may have been long gone. He may have been, moved away with the Ace of Pentacles. And so one person is saying, oh yeah, family members are saying, oh yeah, he was there for sure. But that's not necessarily the truth. It's a known, no, I don't want to say lie, but it's not, it's, how sometimes you may say something and you don't know whether or not it's the truth. It could be something like that, or it could be an overt omission, or it could be an overt lie or misrepresentation, right? So it could be that. And that could be what that I card was speaking to, okay? And karmic partner, something happened at the hands of someone who may have been close to him with this karmic partner card. And this also could be why the police are saying the things that they are saying. Because if it was a stranger, there would be different cards that would show up. But we'll keep going. We'll keep going. But karmic partner is interesting. Now, the perchance to dream card, this is concerning. This is concerning. Because you see how one person is holding the other person and kind of holding them down. Holding them down. Not maybe smothering, drowning, keeping them quiet, putting them in a dream state. Maybe this mental jail is about, I'm in such a mental jail, I need some kind of relief. I would rather be dreaming. I'd rather be sleeping, dreaming. It could be something along those lines, okay? So that's what I'm picking up here. Move these over. Okay. Where are some clues, Spirit? Where are some clues? Or where is he? Because that's, there's been search after search. Where is he, or where are some clues that will lead us to Cody? Got the devil. Okay. Where is he? Where is he? Family. Child. Thank you, Spirit. Father. Oh my God. I'm going to pull from my sacred spaces, since we're asking about where could he potentially be. Let's see. Spirit, where could he be? Where could he be? Or where could clues be? Where could clues be? Okay. And one with the Earth Oracle. Treehouse. Feeling nature. Okay, so this isn't good with the devil card, okay? So the devil is an interesting one. It does represent the timing of like December 21st to January 20th. So someone keeping things under wraps, being like the devil and not, so I'm sensing that maybe the child may have been taken further back than what has been stated. That's what I'm picking up here. What's alarming is the family card, the child card, and the father card. The family, could it mean that the child was, is with family? Could be. But I'm not sensing that. Isolation and quarantine contributed to this situation as we're starting to see with other cases involving children and in women where after a long period of time of isolation, family was not able to really lay eyes on these children, okay, on these vulnerable people that have come up missing. They weren't able to lay eyes on them. So that's what's going on here. One moment, you guys, I need to I think he left. He's yelling through the house. He didn't see my sign on my door that I'm doing a very important reading here. Treehouse and bookstore. There is a lot of information stacked against the father. I don't think that this is saying that, they're going to find information at a bookstore. Let me move this down so you guys can see all these cards. They're not saying that. It's saying that the police either are trying to follow everything by the book, but they're kind of coming up short, is what I'm sensing what this means. There could be a lot of information that they have that they are not releasing to the public about the father. The family may even know some of devilish behaviors. And this is, again, not to blame. I don't want to, this is not a judge, or this is not a court of law over here on this reading table. So, that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is picking up on what's going on energetically. And I sense that the family knows more about what was leading up to it. Now, in the defense of the family, what they were seeing was a masquerade at times and a facade, but there were clues about other things that were going on, behaviors that were devilish, that were, in fact, at sometimes scary, times of abuse, neglect, someone maybe leaning more into their temptations and not handling their family business. It could be that also isolation caused a mental jail of sorts, the isolation quarantine that was happening, okay? So that's what I'm sensing here. And then the child card. Now, this is interesting. Now, this is actually an angel with a halo and wings, but it's not on the child, but it's on someone. Maybe I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that maybe someone took the child from this situation. I think there is some truth to what the neighbors are saying, that they witnessed and heard, the children just kind of really just being rambunctious and unsupervised. So maybe there's a small chance someone took this child, but this also could be meaning that the, child has crossed over, sadly, so that's that. Treehouse is interesting to me in terms of what this looks like. When I was looking at the maps of the area that's kind of near where this took place, it's very woodsy, very woodsy. And I'm thinking like a wooden structure. Could it be a play structure when you think of a tree house? Could it be where a park is? Could it be a nature preserve that has wooden structures? That's in a highly wooded, dense area. I'm going to pull maybe one more from this one. See if we can dial it in a little bit further. Shelter, yeah. So something happened at the home, shelter, perhaps, and the child is moved to somewhere like this, some kind of building like this. Not an outhouse. I don't know. That sounds crazy. I don't know. Like outhouse, something like an outdoor structure, wooden structures, near water, because there's a lot of water in this reading. A lot of water near this, in this reading. And now we're going to ask Spirit, what is next for the investigation? I'm going to reshuffle. What's next for the investigation? I want to clear shuffle. That was a clear card, and that one isn't either. Should have just thought well was ahead. What's next for the investigation? What's coming up next? What's coming up next for the investigation, or when will we likely hear something again? What's the next developments or the developments in the search for Cody? Queen of Swords. There will be something coming about. That is a favorable card. Let me reshuffle. Spirit, last question. What is next in this case? Choke. What is next in this case? What's coming up? Social media. Okay. Okay. All right, one more. We'll interpret these messages and then we'll move on. Land of the trees. Okay, more information about perhaps location. Land of the trees. Natural surroundings. You know, like if something happened in the shelter, he's no longer in that shelter. He's no longer at the home. He's no longer in that apartment. He's been, you know, he's taken somewhere else, this child. The choke card is interesting and highly concerning, but this literally also could mean, you know, information being choked. You know, like when you're sucking on a straw and then you come up on like a piece of fruit and things get choked up and you can't quite get all the information out that you need. That could mean that, or it could literally mean choke. Someone taking someone's life, or someone's taking someone's breath or ability to speak or to talk or to function or to breathe. Choke. This could be how perhaps the father is feeling about the situation. That the authorities have been quite abrasive. I sense that with the Queen of Swords, we're going to soon be finding out more information. We're going to be finding out things as it comes forth over the coming months ahead. There's just going to be more and more information coming out across social media. Social media is going to be a big tool to keep the story going. It already has been, thankfully. There's still people very much searching for him, going out and looking amongst the land of the trees in that area. And this also could be where important clues are. People are actually getting quite close. They don't even realize that they're actually quite close to unearthing some evidence that could really break open the case and lead them to what happened to little Cody. And perhaps also this could be that the police are choking back information that they have. They are trying to be discerning. They are trying to not just release everything all at once. They want to be smart and strategic about what they are doing. But they know. But social media is like, I'm not allowing this to die. I'm not allowing this to go away. I'm not allowing Cody's name to just die down or our voices to be silent. And this is also a call to everyone to keep his little name going, keep searching for him. Just because people have assumptions about what they think may have happened doesn't mean that he still should not be found or still should not be looked for. Just because he doesn't qualify for an Amber Alert doesn't mean that he is not worthy of being searched for. So that's what I'm picking up here. Okay. All right, you all. This was a lot. I know. Thank you so much for watching. Let's take a deep collective breath after that. Take good care of yourselves and your loved ones. I am now going to give my baby son a call. I see I missed his call while I was doing this reading, and just let him know how much I love him. You all do the same. Let your loved ones know how much you love them. And let's keep hope and keep our prayers up for Cody and those who love him. Okay? All right, guys, take care. Bye.